Good morning. Well, it's actually afternoon now. It just turned 12, and I'm hoping you're all having a great day. I'm just checking the numbers here, make sure everything's working. We are multi-streaming too. TheAutomationBlog.com, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, X, YouTube, Twitch, and I think that's it. Oh, and Rumble. So we're that's where we're multi-streaming too. I hope you all doing great. And let me just make sure. We had a problem recently with one of the platforms not showing the actual video. So I'm just waiting for that platform to catch up. But I hope you're all having a great Friday afternoon. And I'm looking forward to the weekend. It's been a long week. And let me go ahead and switch over to, let's see here, this view. All right. So now you can actually see me. And let me see if I can't switch over to, here we go. So the reason I bring this up is because just a reminder that on Wednesday we released this new episode of the Automation Podcast. And so you may want to check that out. Pretty cool if you want to monitor your, your OT and IT all in one place. That's what PRTT does. Blah. And then, they now have an OPC UA server as well. And then just a reminder that we do have, if you see right here where my mouse is, we do have our 10, Audience Choice Award polls up, and they're all, you can vote on all of them now. And that's all we're going to be doing. So get over there and vote. I'd love to get your feedback on what to cover for next year, 2025. And so with that, let's make sure everything's working correctly. And here we go. We will go over to today's question of the week. And so I had this comment on this podcast. This is a podcast where we covered TI Portal. I think it was back in version 17. We had actually Siemens integrator that I had met early in my career, Prism, come on the show and talk about the cause and effect matrix language, right? And so I thought this language was so cool, and you can kind of see it here. When you get this and you get that, you get your output, whatever your output is. And it's just a really great way to look at things. And they explain what the advantages of that is in the podcast. I won't go through all of that. But that was podcast. I'll put a link over at the Automation Blog. I know we're multi-streaming, but all the links are always at theautomationblog.com after the show. So that was podcast 125. Now, so you asked, hey, does Rockwell have anything like this? And I'm like, I don't think they do. I recently talked to one of the Rockwell guys, great guy, known him for a long time, just super guy. I know they do have some stuff coming out at Automation Fair I can't talk about yet, but as soon as Automation Fair hits, I'll be happy to talk about it. But no, this cause and effect matrix, this is kind of like a differentiator for Siemens today. And so having said that, Rockwell does have a couple of languages a lot of people don't know about. I think they're really cool. So I wanted to show you them. The first one is Phase Manager, and this goes way back. You can see they even support it in the Flex Logics, really? Drive Logics? But Phase Manager, and not every version supports Phase Manager. Not every release has supported Phase Manager, at least my recollection. But this is pretty cool stuff, and it's the GUI's built right into the RS Logix software, Studio 5000 now software. And I think you need to have the full edition to actually get this. But in any case, it's very cool. There's actually matching faceplates for this. So this is very similar. You may hear people say PAC-ML, very similar to that, and how that's all laid out. And I've always been a big fan of this. The demos are really cool. So you can ask your Rockwell guys about this. But they also, and this is what it looks like inside of Logix. I didn't have a color picture that I could find, but in any case, really cool monitor where you can actually force it to go to different steps. The other thing they have that's come out that is newer, and I don't know as much about, is something called Sequence Manager. And I'm going to come down here to give you a kind of an idea. Again, all these links will be at theautomationblog.com in this episode. So you'll be able to find it after the show. But in any case, so you can see here they're adding in their program, they could have added equipment phase or phase manager, but here they're adding an equipment sequence or sequence manager. And you can see what this looks like. It kind of looks like sequential function chart to me, right? And maybe there's more to it than that. I don't know. I've never played with it, never used it. But I'd love to learn more about it. If we can open invitation, anybody wants to come on and school me on this on the show. But in any case, so I wanted to share that. And then there's also something that I remember my good friend Matt from Rockwell used to talk to me about. And this is a Plant PAX solution called the Batch and Sequence Manager. And this was a free add-on that you could get. This is the GUI for the PanelView Plus, and you could just click in here. It's kind of like, the old sequencers, from back in the day, the all mechanical ones of music boxes. And I just thought this was so cool. It's completely free. And in any case, I don't know what happened. They had a CIP demo that used to go with that, but that is called the Plant PAX, Logix Batch and Sequence Manager. Don't know if they're still releasing that. Don't know if that's still out, but I did want to bring that to your attention. And with that, let me see if I can change here to full screen. With that, that is the question of the week. I want to wish you guys all good health and happiness. I'm going to move on now to do the long format Q&A where people can ask me questions during the show. That's for members only, so that's on the Automation blog and YouTube. But I do want to wish everybody, if you're not a member, I just want to wish you guys good health and happiness. And until next time, my friends, peace.